So the first thing I'm detailing here is my registration for an account, the sign up page, all of my tests for null and boundary data and invalid data that I've detailed on the documentation, just to show that the error messages come up and the program doesn't crash. It guides the user on how to make an account properly. And then this is the welcome message shown once they have created an account successfully and they've been logged in. This is the next test for the login page if they have an existing account. Again, invalid data and null data first, everything that's been on my documentation. And then this is the welcome message for having logged in. This is the products, my objective for being able to filter through things. Selecting everything for an invalid test because none of the products match all the categories, and that's the error message that comes up. And then this is successful filtering for specific things and stacking it with multiple filters. There's also a price thing that you can filter by with text input. So I've had to do validation of that it's an actual valid number for a price. This is a test to show that everything shows up for extreme data because everything's between those two values. And then this is a more reasonable filter to show what users might actually put in and show that it cuts down the amount of guitars that are shown. There's also a text search, which is recursive. There's error messages for that if nothing comes up as well. This is the individual product page to get more information. And then moving on to articles, there's the same filtering and the same tests that I've done for that, with slightly different error messages given that it's articles. I've also got a text search here as well. This is the article information once you click through, so there's easy navigation for users. And you can save articles, which is what I'm doing now. If you're not logged in, it doesn't work and it redirects you properly. This is once you have logged in, showing that it works and that you can remove it afterwards. There's also basketing, which has the same blockers if you're not logged in. And once you are, you can do the same thing, add or remove it. And you get the order option afterwards from your basket, or you can just order it straight away. That has the same requirements of being logged in and having an account. This is trying to access the management page where you can see the orders without having the right credentials, which redirects you correctly and gives you an error message. Once you have logged in, you can scroll through and complete orders using the button and you get all of the information about the users and everything. This is the rating for products. You can drag across and it highlights clearly, and then you can click on what you need. And it shows up when you're browsing the products as well. This is the same for articles. There's an overall rating, which is the average that's displayed, and you can click through again. You need to be logged in for this to be saved. But if you are, then as shown in a second, it recalculates the average, and that's the new one that's shown on the overall rating for the site. This is the tracker. You need to be logged in so that you can save your user data, and it's all interface-based. There's no text input, which is easier to use. If you input stuff in the future, that's considered invalid because you can't have practiced in the future. And if you select a mix of both, it will input the ones in the past correctly, but give you an error message just saying, we haven't included the ones in the future. And then this is the overall site search, which checks against every part of the site. If you put nothing or something generic like the, it gives you everything.